My favorite special soup is the Italian wedding soup. And the Italian wedding soup is about marriage, but it's not about the marriage of two people. It's about the marriage of vegetables and meat. And I'll show you some tips later about what I've seen real Italians do. Let's make some of these little tiny meatballs that are definitely the treasure of this soup. So I went ahead and put some ground chicken here. And so basically with this ground chicken, it's mainly meatball's gonna be ground chicken, and I'm gonna put some beef in here just to kind of flavor it, okay? So it's not gonna be like a half and half thing. It's more a consistency thing. So the chicken is really soft, but the beef is a lot more rugged, and it kind of holds it together. Hope you're enjoying seeing my mimosa right here that I put a little mint from my garden in because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? The great news is we have mixed up just the right beef and chicken mixture. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in some onions, not too many. We're gonna add in some minced garlic here. We're gonna just kind of gauge the breadcrumbs, I just kind of try to cover the top. We're definitely gonna put a big scoop of parsley in there. And then a dot of salt. Okay, maybe 2 dots. And then let's get into this cracked pepper. I love pepper. Okay, so next I need to put in is the oregano. So we're gonna save the basil, the majority of it, for the soup itself. You know, when it's just chicken, it feels so soft, but when you add the beef, or you can even add lamb, you could add veal if you wanted to, do whatever your preference is, but the chicken just really goes great with the flavor of the broth here. I've got everything pretty mixed up where I'm kind of happy with it. So I'm gonna take ever so slightly the very tiniest meatballs you've ever seen. You do it between your palms. Okay, see these tiny ones? All right, now we've made the meatballs. They're all beautiful, same size. We're gonna put those aside right here, and we're gonna start sauteing. Turn this on medium high. Put a little olive oil in. Put the garlic. We're gonna let all these open up together. All of these flavors are going to open up together, which is gonna be great. Here's the celery, onions, and garlic. So here we have the base. Now that we have our carrots and garlic and onions done here, we're gonna jump right into chicken broth. Yes. Orzo is going to absorb a lot of this chicken broth and get a ton of flavor. So now you can see it's just a sprinkling kind of vegetables on the bottom. Just a sprinkling, that's all you need. Orzo. So we're gonna put this in. Next, we're going to put in the baby spinach, but we don't need to put that in until the very end. So let's go ahead and let this orzo takes about 9 to 10 minutes, okay? All right, we're slided into home. So here is our base that we've been working on that has the orzo in it. Now I use a lot of orzo in mine, but it just depends on what your family. You can use a ton less and make it a brothier soup. So what I'm gonna do now that everything's boiling, you see that nice boil going on? We're gonna drop the meatballs in. And these meatballs are gonna drop to the bottom. And when they are ready, they're gonna float. And that is why we needed them to be consistent in size. Look, all the meatballs have risen to the top, so we know they are done. There we go. See what we have happen there? All these to the top. Nice, perfect little bite size, or I'll show you what to do here. So now we're gonna bring the healthy. This is gonna cook down. So we're just gonna slowly work this in. Spinach is so good for you, and there's so many great benefits from it, and these are the ways that I actually got my children to eat healthy food, was put it in a soup. It was a one-pot wonder for me because I needed to cook for them, and it was less dishes, and it was things that were quick, but it was also a way to hide the healthy. See all those beautiful colors? I just love this soup. It's really hearty, the way I put the amount of orzo in it. And the little tiny pasta, you can do a ton more broth. My family likes it chunky. Okay, next we're going to plate this incredible Italian wedding soup, and we're gonna top it with a little Romano shredded cheese, and it's gonna be fantastic. Here we are to the finishing part. There is one other part that was optional over the soup. Really close Italian friends, they take just an egg yolk, they mix it up in a bowl, and then they put in a bunch of Parmesan cheese with it. They go directly over to the soup when it's boiling, and they slowly stir in that egg. And it kind of makes it more cloudy, this and that. I like a little bit more clear, a little bit brothier. So it's just a choice, but they're both very, very good. To finish this off, I mean, to really just finish off the flavor on this, just to leave a great taste in your mouth, is to have a little bit creamier Romano type cheese. And you don't want to overpower it. I mean, it's pasta with cheese, but it's a tiny skinny pasta. And then you have this fresh basil. And you know, what doesn't fresh basil go with? It's amazing. Oh yeah, this is delicious. This is a perfect Italian married soup.